much indeed. Hello, I'm Alexander Armstrong, and welcome to Pointless, the quiz show where the obvious answers mean nothing and the obscure answers mean everything. Let's meet today's players. Now, first up, we welcome Steve and Dan. Now, how do you two know each other?
Well, we met at work. We were going for an interview for a job that I was a shoo-in for, and Dan got the job ahead of me. So, didn't start in the best circumstances. I hated his guts, even before I met him. But then I met him and decided actually he was quite a nice bloke.
You saw why he got the job.
Yeah, that's probably why. Yeah, exactly.
How long ago was that?
That was 2.5 years.
Yeah, 2 years.
Have you now been promoted, so you're on a par?
No, no, I'm still virtually his PA. And I'm only 6 years older than him, so it doesn't feel at all.
So not too galling at all.
No,
That's okay. And whereabouts is this work, Dan?
It's in Hastings.
In Hastings, in Sussex. Very good. And what do you do, Dan?
An accountant.
You're an accountant. And Steve, you're a thwarted accountant.
I'm a deputy accountant, yeah.
Well,
thwarted accountant.
I'm a vice accountant, yeah.
Vice.
Well, very best of luck on the show. And next, we welcome back Tony and Vicky. You were on the show last time. Everyone gets 2 chances to reach the Pointless final. This is your second and last chance. Remind us how you did.
OK-ish. Got to the head-to-head. And I let Tony down on music, of all things, which is my strong subject.
UK Christmas #1s.
Yeah.
Oh, dear, dear. Mind you, I tell you what, Tony, you gave us antimony in the first round.
On chemistry, yeah.
Oh.
Can
Yeah,
we have
sadly,
that again?
it would have been a hopeless UK #1, that, obviously. But, yeah, that was a great answer there. You gave us a lovely pointless answer there. Vicky, what would you like to see come up this afternoon?
TV or famous people.
Tony, what would you like to see come up? Chemistry, you were dazzling at chemistry.
I'm still hoping for some Roman history. Any chance of that, Richard?
No.
Oh.
Very good indeed. Well, listen, very, very best of luck to the pair of you. It's lovely to have you back. And we welcome back Gina and Ross. You were also on the show last time. Remind us what happened.
Didn't go very well. Went out in the first round, got chemistry.
Carbon dioxide.
It was hideous.
Carbon dioxide, not an element. No.
You did really well, though.
Thanks.
Ross, what would you like to see come up this afternoon?
I would go along with football this time. Something sporty would be good.
Something sporty?
Yeah.
Gina, what would be played to your absolute strength?
Something literature-related. I did a creative writing degree. I'm in a book group. I love to read, so...
Very good. Well, it's lovely having you back. Very best of luck. Please, please promise me you'll go further than the first round.
Definitely will.
Splendid.
Right.
Look forward to that. And finally, we have got Juanita and Cheryl. Now, how do you two know each other?
We've been sisters since I was born.
By mutual consent. That's brilliant.
Well, I don't know if it was mutual. I don't think she was.
I didn't have a say in it.
To see me.
Juanita, do you have any Spanish in you?
Oh, I wish I could say I did, but unfortunately not.
Juanita was just a name that your parents loved?
It was an actress, but that's probably long before your time.
Well, I don't know. Try me. I don't know.
1952?
That's long before my time.
Yes.
What do you do, Cheryl?
At the moment, I'm a museum assistant at the Robert Burns Centre in Dumfries.
Oh, fantastic. Juanita, how about you?
I work in a local further education college. I don't teach, I help students to learn. It's much more fun and
I like that. That's a nice distinction. I don't teach. No, I won't be doing that, but I do help them to learn.
I don't have to follow the rules because I'm not a lecturer.
You're a maverick, aren't you? Do they ever have to throw the book at you?
Oh, quite often, but I throw it right back at them.
Yeah, I bet you do. Very good. Well, welcome to the show. It's lovely to have you here. We'll find out more about all of you throughout the show. There's only one person left for me to introduce. He ain't heavy. He's my pointless brother, friend. He's Richard.
Good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon to you, Richard.
It should be a good show today. We've got 2 returning pairs. Tony and Vicky were very, very strong last time. I thought they were very unlucky not to go all the way to the end game. And we probably didn't see the best, I think, of Gina and Ross. I think Gina got caught out on a subject she didn't know quite as much about as I suspect she knows about other things. So I think they're going to be 2 very strong pairs for our new pairs to have a go at.
Any rounds we can particularly look forward to, Richard?
Yeah, we got one of our new round 1s where we split the subjects.
Oh, you're going to love this. We've got a new round 1.
Well, you have to play a little bit more tactically in that round.
Yeah, tactical round one. Now, we put all our questions to 100 people before the show, but this is pointless, so we are after the obscure answers they didn't get. To stay in the game with a chance to win our jackpot, all our players need to do is score as few points as they possibly can. Now, what everyone's trying to do, of course, is to find a pointless answer. That's an answer that none of our 100 people gave, and each time that happens, we will add £250 to the jackpot. Now, Dave and Andy won the jackpot last time, so today's jackpot starts off at £1,000. There it is. Right, let's play Pointless. Now, in the first round, each of you must give me one answer and you cannot confer with your partner. Whichever team has the highest score at the end of the round will be eliminated, so make sure that's not you. If anyone gives me an incorrect answer, they will score the maximum of 100 points, so try to avoid those if you can. Now, in this round, we're going to show you two related question categories. The first category will be played on the first pass when we go up the line, and the second category will be played on the second pass when we come back down the line. So, as always, it's crucial who goes first and who goes second. OK, so let's reveal the two categories, and we have got water and land. Water and land. Now, these are geographical categories. Water and land. So remember, water will be played on the way up. Land will be played on the way down, the second pass. Can you all decide in your pairs who's going to go first, who's going to go second? And whoever's going first, please step up to the podium. OK, let's find out what the first question is. We gave 100 people 100 seconds to name as many waterfalls of the world as they could.
Yeah, all the correct answers in this round will be natural waterfalls found somewhere on planet Earth. The incorrect answers, of course, will not be waterfalls.
Thank you very much. Now, right, Steve and Dan, you all drew lots before the show, and this afternoon you get to go first. So for each question, we are going to give you a list of 7 possible answers on the board. Your first set of 7 answers reads like this. Horiluk, Angel Falls, Devil's Appendix, Swallow Falls, Seraphim Falls, Iguazu Falls, Victoria Falls. I'll read those one more time. Horiluk, Angel Falls, Devil's Appendix, Swallow Falls, Seraphim Falls, Iguazu Falls, Victoria Falls. Now, I can tell you that at least one of those answers is pointless, but be very careful because there is also at least one incorrect answer among those 7. Pick one of those and obviously you will score the maximum of 100 points. Now, Steve.
I know a couple that definitely are, but it's one, whether I try and risk it. I'm going to go for it. I'm going to go for Devil's Appendix.
Devil's Appendix.
Because if it's the wrong answer, it really is a wrong answer.
It's a brilliant answer, isn't it? Yeah. So let's see. Devil's Appendix. Is it right? How many of our people said Devil's Appendix? That's right. Very well done, Steve. Very well done indeed. Look at that. Yes! That's superb. It's pointless. It adds £250 to the jackpot, taking the total up to £1,250, and it scores you nothing. What a start to the game. Brilliant, Steve.
Yeah, great start, Steve. Worth the risk. It's one of Britain's tallest waterfalls, Devil's Appendix, in Snowdonia, yeah. It's just behind the Devil's Dictionary, just at the back of that.
Thanks very much. Now, Tony, 6 more potential waterfalls on the board. Is this a good subject for you?
I know a few of them, but I think they're going to be high scoring. I guess we need to take a bit of a risk. So it's not one I've ever heard of before, but I'm going to try Iguazu Falls.
Iguazu Falls, there they are, one up from the bottom. OK, well, let's see if it's right. And if it is, let's see how many people said Iguazu Falls. It's right. Look at that. Very, very well done, Tony. Another pointless answer. It adds £250 to today's jackpot and takes the total up to £1,500. Fabulous. It also scores you nothing. Richard.
Blimey, what start. And Tony, you've done that 2 shows in a row now, started off with a pointless answer. It's very well done. Iguazu Falls are on the border of Brazil and Argentina. You'll see them in all sorts of films at Iguazu Falls. Most recently, they were in Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. Very familiar. In The Mission, all sorts of things.
Made in Dagenham as well.
They were made in Dagenham, yeah.
Very good. OK, well done. Wow, look at that. 2 pointlesses on the trot. Ross, no pressure.
Yeah.
No pressure.
I sort of feel like it would be silly to take a risk now. There's 2 pointless answers already on the board. So I'm going to go safe. Say Victoria Falls.
Victoria Falls. Victoria Falls. You're saying, let's see if that's right. And if it is, let's see how many people said Victoria Falls. That's right. 63, though. Ooh. Not a terrible score, but in the context, quite substantial. Richard?
Yeah, better than scoring 100, though. Victoria Falls, the largest falls in the world on the Zambezi River between Zimbabwe and Zambia.
Thank you very much, Richard. So then, Cheryl, remember, we're looking for waterfalls of the world.
Well, I know that Angel Falls is definitely one, but I think it might be a high score, and it's whether I should gamble. So I'm going to be a gambler, and I'm going to go for the one that doesn't say falls, just because I'm awkward. Horyluck.
You're going to go for Horyluck. There is Horyluck at the top. Let's see if that's right. And if it is, let's see how many people said Horyluck. Good luck, Cheryl.
If you're going to fail, he fails spectacularly.
Oh, that was a piece of Horyluck there. I'm afraid that is an incorrect answer. It scored you 100 points. Bad luck. Horyluck.
Yeah, sorry, Cheryl, not a falls. Joseph Horyluck was an American who famously swam across Niagara Falls in the 50s. Let's take a look at all the answers here. You perhaps should have gone for Angel Falls. It was a fairly safe answer, but not a huge scorer, actually. Would have just got you 27 points. That's the tallest falls in the world. Now, one of those two is an incorrect answer, Xander. What do you think? Which of those is a real waterfall? I'll give you a clue. One of those is a film, and one of those is a waterfall just off the A5 in Wales.
Let's go Swallow Falls for the A5 in Wales.
Exactly right. Yeah, that would have scored 6 points, so well done if you got that at home. And Seraphim Falls is a Liam Neeson film. Not a real waterfall. Not a real waterfall. Thank you very much, Richard. Well, we're halfway through the round, so let's take a look at the scores as they stand. Well, look at that. Steve and Dan on nothing, Tony and Vicky on nothing. Two fantastic scores there. Then up to Ross and Gina on 63, which was standing out quite a way. And then to your rescue came Cheryl and Juanita with their 100. So, yes, if the contest is between anyone, it's between Gina and Juanita in this next pass. OK, we're going to come back down the line. Can the second players please take their places at the podium? So, for the second pass, the category is land. Let us see what the question is. We gave 100 people 100 seconds to name as many deserts of the world as they could. Richard? Yeah, nothing really to add here. All the correct answers on the board will be deserts. Has that helped focus anyone's mind at all?
Mine.
So you know what we're doing now?
A little bit.
Excellent.
As with the first pass, we're going to give you a choice of 7 possible answers on the board. Your 7 answers are Kalahari, Sonoran, Mosinram, Gobi, Mojave, Chihuahuan and Kanafe. Kalahari, Sonoran, Mosinram, Gobi, Mojave, Chihuahuan and Kanafe. And again, I can tell you that at least one of those answers is pointless, and there is also at least one incorrect answer on that board. Pick an incorrect answer and you will, of course, score the maximum of 100 points. So then, Juanita.
Yes, I think I know 3 of them, 2 of which will be really high scoring. So I'm going to hope that the third one's right, and it's Mojave.
Mojave, there it is. 3 up from the bottom. Mojave. You are, I'm sorry to say, the high scorers. You have to hope you're going to score as low as you possibly can with this. So there's no red line for you to come under. Let's see if Mojave is right, and if it is, let's see how many people said Mojave. Good luck. It's correct. Oh, it's very well done, Juanita. Single figures, look at that. Very good. Let's hope that is good enough. Scores you 9, takes your total to 109. Richard?
Yeah, well played there, Juanita. That puts the pressure back on Gina. It's in California, much of it under the jurisdiction of the US military.
So, Gina, we come to you. Juanita has put the pressure on you by scoring only 9 there.
Yeah.
So you're on 63, they're the high scorers on 109. You want to be scoring 45 or less with this.
I only know 2, which I think will be high scoring, so I don't know whether I should just take a risk, because we'll probably go out anyway if I don't. So I'm just going to go for, is it Sonoran?
Sonoran. There you are. Second one down. Sonoran, you are going to say. Gina, there's your red line. If you're below that red line, you are through to the next round. Let's see if that's right, and if it is, let's see how many people said Sonoran. Well done, Gina. It's right. You are through to the next round. Very, very well done indeed. That scores you 2, takes your total up to 65. The writing, I'm afraid, is on the wall for Juanita and Cheryl. 65, though. Sonoran.
That's a good, low-scoring answer. Very well done. Covers bits of Arizona and across the border into Mexico.
OK, thank you very much. And so, Vicky, we come to you. Remember, we are looking for deserts of the world. As I think has happened before, Tony has left you in such a strong position that it doesn't matter what you score here.
Thank goodness.
Even if you score 100, you are through to the next round.
Shall I just go for a strange and then... Oh, I don't know any of them, so I'll go for the... I can't say it, the third one.
Morsinram.
Yes.
I'm not sure I can say it either, to be honest. Morsinram. Let's see if it's right. There's no red line for you. You're through, whatever. Let's see if it's right, and if it is, let's see how many people said it. Aha. That is an incorrect answer, which means you score the maximum of 100 points. Takes your total up to 100, Vicky.
Yeah, worth a go, though. Morsinram, it's in India. It's one of the wettest places on the planet, with over 17,000 millimetres of rain a year.
Very good, thank you, Richard. So then, Dan and Steve, we come to you. Steve scored pointless on the first pass. Dan, there's another pointless on that board. See if you can find it.
I'm going to go for Canafe.
Canafe. OK, no red line, you're through whatever happens. Canafe, let's see if that's right. And if it is, let's see how many people said Canafe. Ooh. How about that? Unfortunately, that is an incorrect answer, which means you also score the maximum of 100 points. It doesn't matter, you're through to the next round anyway, but your total is 100. Richard?
Yeah, again, worth the risk, though. Canafe is actually an Arabian dessert. With cheese and syrup and pistachio and phyllo pastry. Sorry about that. Let's take a look at the rest of the board, though, see what scored what. There was a pointless answer. If either of you had said Chihuahuan, I would have just added £250 to the jackpot. Well done if you said that. That's, again, it's in Texas and then across the border into Mexico. El Paso is in the Chihuahuan Desert. Gobi was, as everyone suspected, a big scorer. Would have got you 50 points. And Kalahari actually wasn't a bad answer to give because it only would have scored you 26 points.
OK, well, thank you very much, Richard. So at the end of round one, the losing pair with the highest score, I'm sorry to say it's Juanita and Cheryl. Oh, dear.
C'est la vie.
C'est la vie, yes, I'm afraid. Well, it's been fantastic having you on the show. I'm so sorry, you're leaving us at the end of the first round. This is a great shame. We will see you again next time, though. That's a consolation for us, and I hope you'll be with us for much, much longer. But thanks very much for playing. Fantastic contestants, thank you.
Thank you.
But for the remaining 3 pairs, it's now time for round 2. Now, obviously, there's only room for 2 pairs in our head-to-head, so one team is going to be leaving us at the end of this round. OK, our category for round 2 this afternoon is pop music. There you go. Can you all decide in your pairs who's going to go first, who's going to go second? And whoever's going first, please step up to the podium. And our second round question concerns UK million-selling singles and their artists. Richard.
Yeah, in each pass we're going to show you 6 singles that have sold over 1 million copies in the UK. We've asked 100 people which act was responsible for those singles. The more obscure answers will score you fewer points, but if you give us an incorrect answer, it'll score you 100 points. So there's going to be 12 in all for you to have a go at home. OK, thanks very much, Richard. So we are looking for the artists who released these UK million-selling singles. And we have got Relax, Think Twice, Pure and Simple, Barbie Girl, Believe, Rock Around the Clock. I'll read those one more time. Relax, Think Twice, Pure and Simple, Barbie Girl, Believe, Rock Around the Clock. There they are. We are looking for the names of the artists who released these singles. So, Steve.
Yeah, I think I'm going to go for the band that I know had a really long career and did really well for themselves. I think Pure and Simple was Hearsay.
Hearsay. Hearsay, you're saying for Pure and Simple. Let's see if that's right. And if it is, let's see how many people knew that answer. It's right. Very well done. Down it goes, 20. Very good score there, 20 for Hearsay. Richard?
Yeah, well played, Steve. Hearsay, the band formed from the first of the Pop Stars series, went on to have just hundreds of hits.
Oh, God.
Albums, still selling out arenas to this day.
Vicky, we come to you. Now then, 5 songs left on that board. I think you will know all of those.
Well, I'm a bit concerned about the 5th one, because there's a lot of songs called that. I'm going to go for Barbie Girl and Aqua.
Barbie Girl and Aqua. I know, it's awful, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's probably a good low score, but you have just admitted that you knew.
I have, sorry.
Barbie Girl, Aqua, you're saying. Is that right? How many people knew that answer? Is right. 20 is the one to beat. 46 for Aqua. Wow. 46, not a bad score all the same, Vicky.
Yeah, number 1 in 1997 for the much underrated Danish band Aqua.
Aqua. Oh.
Do a lot of good stuff.
Brilliant.
A good albums.
Yeah. Gina. OK, remember, we are looking for the artists who released these UK million-selling singles.
I'm going to take a risk and hope that it's right. Think Twice, No Doubt.
Think Twice, No Doubt. Is that right? And if it is, how many people said it? Think Twice, No Doubt. Good luck, Gina. Oh, bad luck, Gina. I'm afraid that is an incorrect answer, which scores you the maximum of 100 points. I'm sorry. Richard?
Yeah, sorry, Gina. At least No Doubt is an ironic incorrect answer. That's something. Yeah, it was. Well, I'll go through the rest of the board for you. Their biggest hit was Don't Speak, which is the same syllables. I don't know, maybe it's...
maybe I was thinking that in my head instead.
That. You should think twice next time. Let's take a... I'm so sorry. Let's fill in the rest of the board. Relax, it's Frankie Goes to Hollywood would have scored you 57 points. I'll tell you, Think Twice is actually Celine Dion. It's her first #1 single, would have scored you 34 points. Rock Around the Clock, another big scorer. Bill Haley and the Comets, of course, would have scored you 45. And Believe it was the Cher version, would have scored you 28 points. So the best answer on the board there actually is Pure and Simple, so good one to go for first.
Thank you very much, Richard. OK, let's take a look at the scores as we're halfway through the round. Pure and Simple, best score there. Yeah, 20. Then up to 46 for Vicky and Tony. And then Gina and Ross on 100. That was bad luck. But Ross, luckily, I think you know this stuff, which might be enough to save your bacon. Right, we're going to come back down the line. Can the second players please take their places at the podium? OK, we're going to put 6 more UK million-selling singles on the board, and here we are. We have got Don't You Want Me, YMCA, Spaceman, Torn, I Just Called to Say I Love You, and Can't Get You Out of My Head. I'll read those one more time. Don't You Want Me, YMCA, Spaceman, Torn, I Just Called to Say I Love You, Can't Get You Out of My Head. Now, remember, we are looking for the artists who released these singles, and you're trying to find the one that the fewest of our 100 people knew. Now, Ross, you are the high scorers, of course, on 100, but you also happen to be brilliant on this. You're going to know all of these, I think. So then.
Right. I just think it has to be Spaceman, Babylon Zoo.
Babylon Zoo, you're saying, for Spaceman. Sounds good to me. Let's see if that's right. And if it is, let's see how many people said it. Obviously, no red line for you. You are the high scorers. Spaceman, Babylon Zoo. Well done, Ross. It's right. Down it goes. Very good, 14. 14, that's a low score. Takes your total up to 114. Is that low enough, though, I wonder? Richard?
Yeah, very well played, Ross. A million-selling debut single from 1996 by Babylon Zoo. It was featured on a jeans advert. Had a brilliant first 10 seconds, the bit was on the advert, and then a very disappointing rest of the song, which wasn't on the advert.
Yes, indeed. So, Tony, 114 is the high score. Ross and Gina just behind you there. You are on 46. If you can score 67 or less, you're through to the head-to-head. Now, how is this as a category for you? I'm imagining pretty good.
Not bad, yeah. I would have preferred soul music, but I Just Called to Say I Love You, Stevie Wonder.
OK, here's your red line coming in. Below that red line, Tony, and I Just Called to Say I Love You by Stevie Wonder will have seen you through to the head-to-head. Good luck. Yep, you're through. Very, very well done indeed. That scores you 46, takes your total up to 92. Richard?
Yeah, well played, Tony. Very good answer. Stevie Wonder's only ever solo #1 single. I Just Called to Say I Love You.
That's absurd, isn't it?
Yeah, he had one, Ebony and Ivory, with Paul McCartney, but other than that, none of his singles ever went to #1. Well, I think it was beautiful.
Dan. You're the last person to have this board, so talk us through all of them. Fill in the blanks and then pick the one you want to submit. Just before you do that, I'm going to remind you that the high scorers are still Ross and Gina on 114. You're on 20, which means if you can score 93 or less, you are through to the head-to-head.
Well, the top one, is it Human League and then the Village People? And at the bottom it's Kylie Minogue, but I think the lowest will be Natalie Imbruglia with Torn.
Natalie Imbruglia, you think will be the lowest? Well,
out of all of those.
Torn, Natalie Imbruglia. How many people said it? You're through to the head-to-head. Well done. 40. Takes your score up to 60. Richard?
Yeah, well played, Dan. Another debut million seller, this time from 1997. Let's fill in the rest of the board. Dan's taken us through it, actually. Don't You Want Me absolutely was the Human League. Would have scored you 30. YMCA, The Village People, as you say, it's 58. And Can't Get You Out of My Head was Kylie Minogue. Would have scored 56. So Babylon Zoo, very much the best answer on the board, Ross, but I know that's no consolation.
Thanks, Richard. So at the end of round 2, the losing pair with the highest score, Gina and Ross. What have you learnt from your 2 appearances on Pointless?
Well, I'm not always right, which he'll be glad to hear me say.
Well, it's been brilliant having you on the show. Thank you both so much for playing. Brilliant contestants. Thanks so much, Ross and Gina. But for the remaining 2 pairs, things are getting even more exciting now as we enter the head-to-head. Very well done, Steve and Dan, Tony and Vicky. You've made it through to the head-to-head. Now, obviously, only one pair can make it through to today's final and play for the jackpot, which currently stands at £1,500. Now, you're going to go head-to-head on the best of 3 questions. For each question, each pair needs to give me just one answer, and you are now allowed to confer. All you have to do is come up with an answer that scores less than the other pair, and you will win that question. The first pair to get to the best of 3 will be playing for today's jackpot. Let's play Pointless. OK, here is your first question. We gave 100 people 100 seconds to name as many male tennis career Grand Slam champions as they could.
We're looking for any of the 7 men who have won each of the singles titles at the Australian Open, US Open, French Open and Wimbledon over the course of their careers. So any of the 7 men who've completed the career Grand Slam, and that's prior to April 2011. See how many of those 7 you can get at home.
Thanks very much, Richard. Now, Steve and Dan, because you played best throughout the show so far, you get to go first. So we are looking for male tennis career Grand Slam champions. Have you got an answer?
Yes, we've got an answer.
Very good indeed.
Yeah, we know one that's certain, but we think it might be a high scorer, so we're going to go for one that we know he won 3, definitely, and possibly all 4. So we're going to go for Andre Agassi.
Andre Agassi is what you are going to say. Andre Agassi. Tony and Vicky.
Right, I'm thinking Rod Laver.
Who I've never heard of because I'm too young, clearly.
And...
But I'm going to go with you, because all of the obvious ones.
Sure?
Yeah, I said Andre Agassi as well, actually. And then I was thinking of Bjorn Borg and things like that, so... But go with you, I trust you.
Rod Laver.
Rod Laver. We have Andre Agassi, we have Rod Laver. In that order. Steve and Dan, you've gone Andre Agassi. Let's see if that's right. And if it is, let's see how many people said Andre Agassi. Good luck. It is right. How far down is that going to go? 29. 29, Andre Agassi. Not a bad score at all. Now, Tony and Vicky, Rod Laver. Do you think Rod Laver is a right answer, Tony?
I'm hoping it is.
But let's see if that's right. If it is, let's see how many people said Rod Laver. Oh, well done, Tony. Look at that. Very well done indeed. Still going. Look at that. 8. That's an excellent score. 8 beats 29. So after the first question, Tony and Vicky are up 1-0. Richard.
Yeah, well played, Tony. He won 11 Grand Slam titles in all. He won 2 true Grand Slams, which is winning all 4 of them in 1 year as well. There's 7 people. There's a pointless answer here as well. So let's have a look at all of them. Don Budge, who won all 4 of those titles in 1938. Pointless answer. Very well done if you said that. Roy Emerson, the Australian, would have scored you 1. Fred Perry won a career Grand Slam with 2. There's Rod Laver on 8. Rafael Nadal completed his by winning the 2010 US Open. He would have scored you 20. There's Agassi on 29 and Roger Federer right at the top there on 42.
Thank you very much, Richard. OK, here is your second question. Steve and Dan, you have to win this question to stay in the game. Here it comes. We gave 100 people 100 seconds to name as many songs from Oliver as they could. Songs from Oliver. Richard.
Yeah, simply any song from the original stage soundtrack version of the 1960 musical Oliver, please.
There we are. Now then, Tony and Vicky, you start.
OK.
You have an answer.
I've got half of each song, the title. So we're going to go with You've Got to Pick a Pocket or Two.
You've Got to Pick a Pocket or Two. Sounds good to me. Steve and Dan, songs from Oliver.
My sisters used to watch this all the time as a kid, so Where is Love?
Where is Love? So we have You've Got to Pick a Pocket or Two and Where is Love? Steve and Dan, you have to win this point, remember, to stay in the game. Tony and Vicky have said you've got to pick a pocket or 2. Let's see if that's right, and if it is, let's see how many people said it. It's right. 38. 38 for pick a pocket or 2. Steve and Dan have said, Where is Love? Okay. This has to go lower than 38, or we say goodbye to you. Where is Love? Is it right? How many people said it? It's right. Well done, you got it. So 10 for Where is Love beats 38 for pick a pocket or 2. After 2 questions, you are 1-all. Richard.
Yeah, well played, Steve and Dan. There was a whole host of answers, actually, that would have beaten Where is Love. So let's take a look and see how people did at home. My Name would have scored 1 point. Well done if you said that. That's Your Funeral 2, Be Back Soon 2. Reviewing the Situation would have scored you 3 points, as would It's a Fine Life and I Shall Scream. Boy for Sale, just 4 points. There's Where is Love. All of those answers would have beaten Where is Love. Where is Love on 10. As Long as He Needs Me would also scored 10. Papa 11. Who Will Buy 14. Let's take a look at the biggest scorers. I'd Do Anything will score you 18. Consider Yourself there, 29. Oliver itself, 30. Pick a Pocket or 2, 38. We accepted You've Got to Pick a Pocket or 2. And Food, Glorious Food, the most well-known of all, with 42 points.
Thank you very much, Richard. So here is your third question. Whoever wins this question will be through to the final and will be playing for that jackpot. Here it comes. We gave 100 people 100 seconds to name as many G8 countries as they could. Richard.
Yeah, the G8, or Group of 8, is a global political body consisting of 8 of the world's most industrialised nations. We're looking for any of those nations, please. OK, and Steve and Dan, you kick off this time.
Yeah, OK. I don't know.
OK, I'm going to go with Italy.
Italy. OK, Italy, Steve and Dan have said. Tony and Vicky, what are you thinking?
Germany's definitely,
Go on,
but I'd
Germany.
risk France. I think France would be a lower score. France.
Whatever you think.
We'll go for France.
You're going to go for France. OK, so we have Italy, we have France. In the order they've been given, Steve and Dan have said Italy. Let's see if that's right. And if it is, let's see how many people said Italy. It's right. It's right, 33. So 33 for Italy. Tony and Vicky have gone for France. You have to go lower than 33. France, you've said. Is it right? How many people said it? It's right. Oh. 82 for France. Very popular choice there. Steve and Dan beat that with their 33, which means after 3 questions, Steve and Dan are through to the final 2-1. Richard?
Yeah, unlucky Tony and Vicky. It's one of those questions, it's probably easy to work out 5 or 6 of them, but it's just who were those last few. There's one answer that would have beaten Italy, actually, and that's if you had said Canada. Would have scored 21 points, would have seen you through to the final. There's Italy 33, Russia 35, they joined in 1997, Japan on 40, and then the big scorers here, USA on 76, the UK on 80, and France and Germany equal on 82.
Well, so the end of the head-to-head round, the losing pair, I'm afraid, is Tony and Vicky. Well, you've been in the head-to-head in both of your pointlesses, each time thwarted at the last minute. Well, this is the end of the road, I'm afraid. This is where we say goodbye to you, but thank you so much. You've been brilliant contestants. Thanks so much for playing. Thank you. But for Steve and Dan, it's now time for our pointless final and the chance to win a jackpot of £1,500. Well, congratulations, Steve and Dan. You fought off all the competition and you have won our coveted pointless trophy. You now have a chance to win our pointless jackpot. At the end of today's show, the jackpot stands at £1,500. Now, the rules are very simple. To win that money, all you have to do is find a pointless answer. That's an answer that none of our 100 people could think of. Now, we've had 2 pointless answers on the show today. You only have to find 1 more, and you will go home with that money. First, though, you've got to choose a category, and you can choose from these 3 options. They are American novelists, fashion, or the Oscars.
Literature is probably our weakest subject. I would say, well, mine, definitely.
I don't know. Wait, I don't know. If something comes off that Beth knows, I'll do it. No,
She's
American.
Here, you're here.
Yeah, I'm going.
You go for the Oscars films? You could
Both. Halfway House.
films.
Okay, films.
Films.
Yeah, films.
Films. Oscars. The Oscars. Sorry.
The Oscars. OK, you're going to go for the Oscars. OK, let's find out what the question is. We gave 100 people 100 seconds to name as many unsuccessful British actresses at the Oscars. Richard?
Yeah, we're looking for any British-born actress who's been nominated for an Oscar in an acting category but has never won. So any British-born actress who's been nominated for an Oscar but never won. And that's up to the start of April 2011.
You now have up to 1 minute to come up with 3 answers. All you need to win that £1,500 is for just one of those answers to be pointless. Your 60 seconds start now.
Can I just say someone?
Judy Dench.
Yeah, I think she's won it. And Helena Bonham Carter. Helen Mirren, she's won one, hasn't she, for the Queen?
Right.
And also the Kate Winslet. What's that lady that was in the Railway Children? Has she been nominated?
Don't know. I was looking forward as a British born, but further back.
Liz Taylor has won one. Dear mate, struggling.
It is a struggling one, isn't it?
Anyone in the 90s that was Kate Winslet?
Anybody that's British that is sort of like went to America or anything British. When's Kate Winslet?
Kate Winslet's won one, yeah.
No. This is not a good one to get for us.
I can't
remember. It was American actresses. Jenny Agutter.
Yeah, not just the Jenny Agutter. She was nominated.
5 seconds left.
Dame Judi Dench.
I think she's one more. Go with Dame Judi Dench. Helen.
OK, there is your minute up. OK, we are looking for unsuccessful British actresses at the Oscars. I now need your 3 answers.
Jenny Agutter, we'll go for.
Jenny Agutter.
I think Helen. I think she's won one, hasn't she? But say put her down. And
Judi Dench, Dame Judi Dench.
Judi Dench.
Yeah.
And has Helena Bonham Carter won an Oscar? Did she win it for like Remains of the Day or something?
I need your answer. I'm going to need your answer. Helena Bonham Carter. OK. Now, of those 3, which do you think is your best shot at a pointless answer?
Should we say Jenny Agutter? Jenny Agutter.
Let's put it last. Jenny Agutter.
And I think...
Who's your least likely?
I think Helena Bonham Carter has won one.
Oh, right, so least likely Helena Bonham Carter.
So we'll put her first, Judi Dench in the middle. Yeah. OK, we'll put them up on the board in that order. Helena Bonham Carter, Judi Dench and Jenny Agutter. There they are. So we were looking for unsuccessful British actresses at the Oscars. This is the answer you had the least faith in to be pointless. You only have to find one pointless answer to win that £1,500 jackpot. Let's see how many people said Helena Bonham Carter. Is it right? How many people said it? It's right. It's right. That's the first thing it had to be. The second thing it has to be is pointless. It has to go all the way down to 0. And if it does, you'll be leaving here with £1,500. 5.
That was the best shot. That was our best
5. That's a great score.
We'll change our order now. That was our best.
It's not pointless. This was your least confident answer. You only have 2 more chances to win today's jackpot. 1,500 quid. What would you do with that?
I think we both agree we'd take our families away for those little breaks somewhere.
Lovely.
Yeah, for all of us.
Very good indeed. OK, well, good luck. Good luck. Here is your second answer, Judi Dench. Let's see if that's right. And if it is, let's see how many people said Judi Dench. Bad luck. That is an incorrect answer, which means you only have one final chance to win today's jackpot. Everything is resting on Jenny Agutter. You fans of Jenny Agutter's?
In American Werewolf in London. Yes, she was.
Yeah. OK, we are looking for unsuccessful British actresses at the Oscars. OK, Jenny Agutter, you said this was the answer you were most confident with. Let's see if that confidence was well placed. Jenny Agutter. Is it right? And if it is, how many people said it? Jenny Agutter. Oh, bad luck. Bad luck.
There we go.
Unfortunately, you didn't manage to find that all-important pointless answer, so I'm afraid you don't win today's jackpot of £1,500, which rolls over onto the next show. But you have been brilliant contestants, and you do, of course, get to take home our pointless trophy, so well done.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Cheers. Thank you. Richard.
Yeah, unlucky, guys. 3 pretty good answers. Dame Judi Dench has been nominated 6 times, but did win. Won a Best Supporting Actress in 1999 for Shakespeare in Love. Jenny Agutter, never nominated. She won a BAFTA in 1978 for Equus, but never nominated at the Oscars. There's a whole bunch of pointless answers, though. Let's take a look at some of them, see how well you did at home. Angela Lansbury was nominated in 1962 for Manchurian Candidate. Deborah Kerr was nominated 5 times for Best Actress, never won it. Yes, Imelda Staunton, who was nominated for Vera Drake and lost out to Hilary Swank that year in $1 Million Baby. Janet McTeer in Tumbleweed, she also lost out to Hilary Swank, but for Boys Don't Cry. Joan Plowright lost out to Marissa Tomei in My Cousin Vinny. Miranda Richardson there, who was nominated for Tom and Viv, has never won an Oscar. Pauline Collins, nominated for Shirley Valentine. Samantha Morton there, who was beaten by Charlize Theron. And Sophie Okonedo, who was nominated for Hotel Rwanda. Very well done if you got any of those at home.
Well, unfortunately, we do have to say goodbye to you, Steve and Dan, but it's been brilliant having you on the show. Thank you so much for playing.
Thank you.
Brilliant.
Thank you.
Nobody's won our jackpot today, so it rolls over, which means on the next show we will be playing for £2,500. Join us next time to see if someone can win it. Meanwhile, it's goodbye from Richard.
Goodbye.
And it's goodbye from me. Goodbye.